be recording. You said that yesterday. Too.
Oh well,
okay.
Shit is. I guess it's so nice you better say it twice. Man, Lord have mercy. I really didn't got a little flabbergasted and dumbfounded. I really didn't think you were finna say that.
No,
man.
I did not either.
It's okay.
So you know.
Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Vibe Controllers Podcast. Merc B, Taki McFly, Fifth Child, out here.
Listen, this is an all-inclusive episode. We is out here already. Man, listen, boy. Welcome to episode 62 of the Vibe Controllers Podcast. The voice you hear right now is the greatest of all time, Merc B. Williams. They done finally let me in the hosting seat. Like, I ain't a part of the podcast anyway. Lord have mercy. I pay my money too.
He does.
But nah, man, I'm holding it down. I'm hosting tonight, man. Shout out to corporate Cocky McFly. He's holding it down, man, handling some business on the corporate side. Also, man, shout out to him for the work he's doing with FBLI. He's in the cohort this year, and so they got a lot of stuff going on. So shout out to him for that. To my right is Hulk Hogan. The black version.
No, man, you could at least gave me Randy Savage.
Nah,
I don't really fool with Terry.
Yeah, we can't. He's Terry now. You're right. I will not give you racism.
Thank you.
I will give you drugs. Fine.
Little crop.
Fresh in his blue bandana because he is so cripped out tonight. Y'all make some noise for the one and only. I want to know how you gonna say hey tonight. Y'all make some noise for Stephen Brown, a.k.a. Fifth Child, a.k.a. DJ Big Nichols.
Zian Dobry.
What is this?
Polish.
That's hey for Polish?
Yeah, it's a lot of syllables.
That's a lot of
for,
syllables just
hey.
to say hey?
Yeah.
It is.
Why Polish?
I don't know, man.
Hey, you still look. You got to do a lot to top ni hao. Look. Ni hao was all right.
Look,
What was ni hao? Wasn't that
cultured.
Was that Japanese or
Don't be racist. First of all, that's Chinese.
Chinese? I wasn't being racist. I'm trying to be spot on. To my left, our special guest of the evening tonight. She needs no introduction for us or for anybody who has been on or around the poetry scene for the last decade. Super excited to have her on. Super excited to have somebody who smell good and look good on here because it just be smelling like a gym class for the most part when we be here. Y'all make some noise for my beautiful sister, the incomparable Mariama.
What's up?
Hey. Repping Big 833, Big JSU. Shout out to JSU.
Shout out to JSU.
Shout out
What's
to
up?
JSU.
Swag
That's right.
Champs 2024.
That's right. ATL bound. Shout out to TC Taylor,
it's amazing.
man.
It's
Ashley
amazing.
Robinson, all those guys, man. Shout out to them. We're going to have a good time tonight. Mariama is here to talk about this amazing show that she has coming up on December the 20th, An Intimate Night with Mariama. I had to say the whole thing, An Intimate Night with Mariama. It ain't just pull up on your gut
I like
reel.
the way that sounds.
An Intimate Night with Mariama.
I love
I'm
it.
excited about the show. I'm excited that we get to talk about you, and we're going to talk about all of the other good stuff and everything else you got going on. We'll be right back in 2 clicks.
Hey.
I got to welcome us back.
Don't
Let
give
me
me a
cut you. I was trying to cut you off. This ain't. First of all, we are not finna. Let me tell you something. We are here to talk to Mariam about her show. This is not finna be no intervention. There nobody finna be.
Let your light shine.
Thank you so much, y'all. But yeah, look. Once again, we are back. Episode 62. Woo. Episode 62, man. Thank God. We here. Episode 62, man. We recording live from the Briarwood Art Center, by the way. Mariama, we are excited to have you here.
I am excited
in
to
this
be
space,
here.
in this place, man. Thank you, obviously, for taking out the time to. I know that a lot is going on in preparation for this. It's more than a one-woman show. I'm going to say it's a one-woman and curated show.
Absolutely, it is.
Because again, we know you personally. We know how hands-on you are, and knowing that you are involved in every inch of this thing, it's really going to speak to let the people to know who you are. Speaking of that segue, for the people who are not abreast on who you are as an artist, just talk a little bit about that, like your history in this space.
I
know, right?
It is just, I guess I really didn't even realize how long I have been, on these rhymes.
Yeah.
And I consider myself an artist, not just because I'm a poet, but because I'm a writer.
Right.
And typically, creators are creative in more than one thing, right? So they're multidimensional.
Right.
I'm a writer. I draw. I paint. I used to do all of those things. I used to do like our programs in high school for like Mr. and Miss Lanier. Like I used to do,
okay. Dibby dab on your stinking
So I've been an artist pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
And then I used to just write all the time, and I used to write myself out of trouble because I used to talk a lot, right?
Oh.
And I'm a Gemini. First day of the Gemini. Shout out to my Gemini friend, the fifth.
I should ask which one of y'all on the podcast. Both y'all got about 12 people living in y'all.
Whatever. So, I created a space for me to feel safe to be me. And whatever came with being me. And that's how I started writing when I was 7th, 8th grade. And that's when I won my first writing contest. It was a Martin Luther King essay. And I have not put the pen down since then. My father is a musician, so he's also a creative and an artist. So
shout out to Mr. Gill.
Shout out to my boy. So I've been exposed to music in a different way just because my father was a musician, which plays a part in the cadence of what I do as a poet, as a spoken word artist.
Yeah, I can definitely see that because, I feel like I've always told you that, like, you perform spoken word like you're rapping. You're
5:30.
Vocabulary where you're gesticulative.
Okay.
Come
gesticulative.
Anybody need SAT, ACT prep?
Well,
this
boy is reading.
He reads books.
Okay. I can't Google fast enough. I don't even know how to spell it.
I can spell it.
You can spell it too? Oh, man, you got me beat, my boy.
But you use your hands a lot. It's like it's not just flailing, but it's punctuating your words. It's like there's a rhythm to how you
a purpose to it. It's not just like I'm just doing this just to be doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that influence is really heavy in my performance piece of being a poet. I did not start performing until about 16 years ago, like right after I had Zuri. And I started performing because I knew I was good, but I had to find my own way. Prior to then, I was writing, but I felt like I was emulating. And I felt like it is it's I cannot say it enough how easy it is to write about consciousness in the world. I can write about anything. I can do a poem about anything. But the hardest thing to do is to write about yourself, right? It is harder to dig deep and look into a mirror and say, this is what's going on in my life, and I need to get this shit out, right? And so I think when I realized that is when that switch just kind of clicked, and I was like, yep, this is my life. And I started to become this force that I did not even think that I would become per se. but I knew it was inevitable because of what I had in me.
Yeah.
So, I'm never worried about being cloned because nobody can write about what I write about. It's my life.
Let me tell you, the way I just got goosebumps, the way you just humbly popped your shit right then. I can't wait to go back and listen to this. Oh my God. I can't wait. I'm finna just, that is how you let folk know you is the shit without letting them know you is the shit.
Well,
I love it. I'm here for it.
I'm just saying, I'm kind of dope. But it as an artist, we evolve all the time. Right? Like the artist that I was 16 years ago was not the same artist that I am now. So she's so different, and she's lived life, and she has more to talk about, and she has more to think about, and she has more to live, right? But she's also suffered through a lot, and she's also been beyond happy in a lot of her life. And so I tell people all the time when I'm talking to poets or aspiring poets or writers, if you cannot dig deep within yourself to figure out what you need to put on that paper, then you should not be writing.
Yeah, vulnerability.
It depends on the type of writer you want to be. Yeah. If you want to write for publications, that stuff is easy. And what we fail to also know or think about is just because you are a writer does not mean that you are a poet, does not mean that you are a spoken word artist. And you don't have to be all of the things. Your lane can be whatever lane you want to be in. Some people are amazing writers and they should write. Some people are amazing poets. Some people are amazing spoken word artists. And you have to know which lane to be in so you can stay there. It does not mean that you don't grow. It means that you nurture what that gift is and you let that gift grow for you. But you don't just put yourself into something that you're not passionate or great at doing, and you're just doing it because you see everybody else doing it and it looks cool that you up here spitting and you up here doing all these things. Now I want to do that, but you can't.
Everybody want to be a jack, but don't nobody want to master nothing. No. It's just yeah. Like, let me ask you this, because I know that, again, I don't think that you ever stopped being an artist, but lives.
Oh yeah.
And there is a pause in the artistry, even though I feel like the artistry is creating in itself but you're not necessarily doing the act of artistry. Yeah. Like, when you look back at that particular time, do you look at it as like a blessing?
Ooh.
I know that's a deep question, but yeah, because I think about somebody like Phil, and I appreciate the way that he creates his art because he doesn't put out anything often. There's always life lived before he puts out something, so I can follow it's easy for me to follow his life and what he's gone through. There's no rush in his artistry, I guess. Yeah. And I think now everything is in the microwave with artists right now. Everybody's so quick to want to put something out.
Right.
Be relevant, be viral, but not be remembered, I guess. Yeah. But anyway, that ties into the question.
Yeah. So what I will say is I've never stopped writing.
Right.
If I did, it was temporary. Because although I am pro therapy, and if you ain't got one, you need one. You need a therapist. But writing is a part of my therapy. So there has not just been time where I've abandoned writing, but there has been time where I have abandoned performing because it did not give me something. I can say that most recently, I had not performed in over 5 years, and that is solely because I run a company.
Yeah.
I have my own company.
You got a job.
Right. I have a job, and I have bills, right? And so I've grown my company in the past 8 years to where it is now, and that took precedent over everything else that I was doing. But I felt lonely in that space because I ignored the artist within me that freed me, and I was left with nothing. I felt, and so it took me a while before I started performing again, which was last year.
Right.
I had not performed in 5 years, and almost in 6 years, really, I had not performed. And life and grief stopped me from really feeling the way I thought I needed to feel. But in actuality, grief is what has propelled me to step back in my artistry.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's so interesting that you just asked that question, because that's what had been kind of swimming around in my head, but just from many different angles though. Because I think about, okay, for example, when I was in high school and I was like, oh yeah, I want to work in journalism, but I don't want to do like, this is what happened today type journalism. I want to do op-ed pieces where, I can put more thought into them and make them more introspective, like all sorts of things, right? And something about that we do this every day sort of thing was a turnoff to me, right? And even as and I started thinking about artists that release music, you have your Sade's, who is like, when I feel like it, every however many years, and it's like, and we're thankful for that too,
right?
And that's important. But then looking at it from another angle, the people, we still had to have other artists that were releasing regularly, while Sade is doing preparing the classic for us. Right. Like, we have to keep the scene sustained.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you need those people who are like showing up every day. Yeah, because it's like, of course, when Dad picks me up on the weekend, like, we gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese, we gonna have like an amazing time, right? And I'm looking forward to when Dad comes again. But Monday through Friday, Mom gotta, we need Mom there to hold us down. Right. We can't just celebrate with Dad, And so, I don't know. It just makes me think of different artists in that role, and I don't know that I've never given it much thought. I don't know how much we appreciate like those folks who hold us down in the, and I don't know what made me even think about that now, but just like,
I do think a lot of times these artists are kind of getting their flowers now to a certain extent. It's like we going back and we loving on these people when we kind of should have loved on them at the time in which they was coming out, because we really didn't understand their importance or relevance at that time. I'm just saying artists in general. Not necessarily a specific genre or whatever, especially in music. I think just to right off top, I think Versus was a really good platform. To like go back and really, I think Versus allowed us the opportunity to really appreciate a lot of folks that really probably didn't get their flowers the way they may have should have. And then obviously there are other platforms as well too. Like even on the writing level, the poetry level, like, man, Def Poetry was amazing.
Right.
Like when the scene was like really, really hot at that time, and poetry started to go like really mainstream, and you got the Love Jones craze and all this stuff is like incorporating writing into these things or whatever. So it kind of shed the light on, good spoken word and competitions and all this stuff. But you've done all those things. You have like battle poet. Battle poetry. Boy, let me tell you. R.I.P. Sweet 106. Man.
Oh my God.
I'm like, Mari is in here.
Wait,
killing these.
I was about to quote some.
Go ahead, you can.
I remember there was some quote about, I don't think it was you though, I don't think you said it, but somebody said something to the effect of like Walmart's hours being tatted on the inside of somebody's thigh or something like that. I have no idea who that was. I remember who they were talking about. I remember who it was in reference to.
Oh my God.
But I don't remember who said it. But they said something like, either Walmart or Waffle House hours being tatted on their inner thigh. And I was like, wow. Like, I'm too young to be in here. I shouldn't be here, guys.
You shouldn't have been in there, but you were.
But
Right, but you were.
But I definitely was.
Yes, you were.
Bruh, it was a beautiful time to be. It was just a beautiful time to be. I guess even if you weren't an artist, it just was a beautiful time to experience art. You know, you was like Mara was so dope. She had named herself after a line in her poem. That was her Instagram.
But no, I did
Dope
not.
Kosher.
I did not
Right.
name. Okay, let's be okay.
Hey man,
Let's
bruh.
debunk that lie.
Oh, please
So
do.
I did not name myself that when I did that piece.
Right.
And I made that statement, but I can't help but to be kosher, deal with it.
Right.
Sabir.
Of all people.
Sabir said to me after that show, he said, "You just dope kosher." That is where dope kosher came from. It came from Sabir.
I can't believe that we are giving Sabir a shout out on this podcast. Although I will say Sabir is one of my favorite human beings. I just gotta, that's my dog. I just gotta give him shit.
Shout out to Sabir. So
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that's where that came from. He was like, "That's dope." I'm like, who does that? That is dope.
Which is crazy because I never knew where that came from. I remember the day that your handle
Yes,
changed.
changed to dope kosher.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this motherfucker. I said, she just is done lit up. Well, I don't know what it was at the time.
I don't remember
Cultural
where we were.
expression.
Yes.
Uh,
Yep.
Or
5
4
plus
3,
2.
5 plus 2. Can we say it? I don't even know. I don't know if we can.
It is what it is. But it's not because I can't. I just don't.
That place.
But,
right.
yeah.
That place. Exactly.
But yeah, I did that piece and he was like, yeah, dope kosher.
So let me ask you this. Because you have a lot of artistic talents, and we're going to get into the show and all that stuff in just a minute. But like, why poetry? Because you could have done whatever you wanted to do.
Right.
Like, again, art is this broad spectrum of things.
Right.
And to know that you are, I mean, it's just a blessing to be multi-talented, multifaceted in artistry or whatever. But like, what is it about this genre that I guess your spirit gravitated towards it?
I think that it is the mixture of music and writing
Right.
for me and performing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what y'all don't know. Hey, now she do be bullshitting, but hey, Mariama can sing, bruh. She
really can.
She
She
really
just
be
goofy.
playing though. She just
She's
goofy.
goofy
Yeah,
AF, but she can really sing,
Now
though.
she gonna opera up everything, but she can really
Whatever.
sing. But again, when you have, which is crazy, like when you have all of those gifts, it's just like, I don't know. I was just always been curious, which like the fact that you gravitated towards poetry and it kind of wrapped its arm around.
It did. It is. It's the combination of music and writing and performing. Like I've always loved theater. Like I don't recall ever doing theater after elementary school, but I was a huge performing arts person. Like I'm a musical girl, so I love musicals and stuff like that anyway.
What's your favorite?
Please don't say Grease.
What's your favorite?
West Side Story.
West Side Story,
okay.
really?
That's interesting. That is very, very interesting. I've never heard anybody say that actually, but
Yes,
I'm not mad at West
Side Story is one of my top favorites.
That's a hit though. Give us a deep cut.
Are there many? I'm not well versed in musicals.
Oh, it's a million.
Look at y'all.
Give me a deep cut.
Musical buzz.
See, okay. Then that takes me down a whole.
Here we go, rabbit hole.
Well, I will say, like modern day, The Greatest Showman is probably my top.
Really? Okay.
That's probably my top. Hamilton.
The Hugh Jackman version?
Is yes, absolutely. The original Hamilton, yes.
It's all over my head. Baby, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Let me tell you, my favorite
is another
music
one
is,
that I absolutely love. Chicago is another one that I absolutely love.
I've heard of these. Shit, let me tell you about I'm gonna get you sucker. That's a musical from the past.
So yeah, those are my
Okay.
those are my things. So I get to do that when I'm performing, when I'm on stage. You know, it breathes life into me, especially when I feel like I don't have it to give. I find it. I find it.
God damn, she still got to get a nugget because she didn't drop about 5 years old, my boy. Man, I'm just trying. Look, you need go on. Listen, Mariama Slicker brand. You need to go on, goddamn, write this book too, brand.
That's true too.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, I do have to say that doing this show has truly reminded me who I am as an artist and what gift I have to give to the world. And I think that is so important to me at this juncture in my life. I love my company. I've done such a great job at creating my own lane and doing that, but it doesn't bring me the same amount of passion that it has brought me over these years.
Yeah.
And I think losing, my soulmate, my best friend, I think it really propelled me to look at life differently and what it means to spend a life doing the things that you love doing instead of doing the things that you feel like you have to do. My gift will make a way for me. And I know that I can be a millionaire as an artist. Like I am very confident in who I am as an artist. And so in 2025, I am really focusing on Mariama the artist. That is
really?
going to, yes.
Okay.
That is going to be, my new brand.
Yeah.
I am going to still run my company, but I have an apprentice to start with me hopefully by the end of January, because I want to step away. I want to focus on lectures and keynote speaking and stuff like that. That doesn't take a lot out of me like it has taken, from me. I have lost a lot of time building my company, but I gained so much. I'm so grateful for what I have done and my purpose of starting my company in the first place, and I have the recipe to become the greatest artist of all time if I want. They just opened the Grammys up to spoken word artists 2 years ago.
J. Ivy.
And J. Ivy. So it's so funny that you say that too. He is who I resonate with. J. Ivy is a poet, but J. Ivy has tracks, right? And so I was actually working on an album this year. And in the midst of everything going on, it kind of got moved out of the way because where I was recording, he's no longer here. I felt my most comfortable, vulnerable, amazing self with him. And now I'm rethinking this whole idea of an album, which is how the show came about. A really amazing person in my life said, we don't have to do the album. Let's do the show. Let's do the show the way we were gonna do the album. Let's do this thing because this is your time.
I love it.
And they told me at the beginning of the year, like it's beyond time. Like this makes sense that you are doing this. This is what you should be doing. And I'm telling you, I never saw it. I never saw it. I never saw a show. I never saw an album. I never saw these things. And it was because I was so stuck in being on this wheel of running a company and grieving and doing all of these things. And my album was dedicated to Christina. And this show is dedicated to my heart. Right? So I am in a place where I am so confident in who I am and the gifts that God has bestowed upon me. Like, it's time. I'm there. this is such an amazing place to be in. It's scary as hell.
That's the beautiful part.
It's so scary. It's so scary. But one thing that I've learned in this process is to do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
And
Be afraid and do it.
be afraid and do it. If I can run a company, if I can start a company, never had any experience, didn't know anybody with any experience, and completely did that, there is absolutely nothing in this world that I cannot do.
Shout out to black women, boy. And although this is an all-inclusive podcast, God knew what he was doing when he made it.
He did. I second that.
My God,
Yes,
today.
he did.
I didn't have to segue because you did. Right into the show. We are excited, obviously, as your brothers. We're excited for
Yeah.
you and extremely proud of you, and I'm sure we'll voice that again before the end of this particular podcast. But let's get into this intimate night.
Let's get into
Yes,
this, okay?
friend.
So
let's get
go.
into it, girl. This
so-
intimate night with
Yes,
Mariama.
yes.
So listen, you know how we are about promotion, man. Listen, I'm big on flyers. I am, and I'm like, Lord, please let the flyer be good. I'm like,
Yes.
please let the flyer be good. When I saw the flyer, I was like, baby, where the link at?
This
Where
is a
is the-
thing.
Yeah, like this ain't
This
no
is a thing.
this ain't no rinky dink. Love Jones pull up and
Wow.
this is some
Wow.
this some shit. They got Or's divorce.
You are insane.
They
for
got
that.
hors d'oeuvres. They got a VIP hour. I can sip a cocktail, and I hope they got a nigga in there with a cello or a violin. Or something. I know it's finna be some real classy
Oh,
shit.
do you have somebody with a cello?
I want to anybody. I know it's finna
I
be
got
some.
it.
I shouldn't give her no
I
idea.
got a
Tomorrow
guy.
extra.
I got a guy.
I am definitely.
I shouldn't even give no idea, but let me tell you, this is gonna be some. I'm gonna put some clothes on. I done ordered something fresh, fashion over. Got one day shit. I can't wait.
Might even get my feet did.
I'm
Okay.
I am going. Cause my life been changed this month. Well, last month my life changed. I went and got a pedicure.
And now you feel better.
Man, I'm a
You feel
bad
Wait,
bitch.
what
You gotta
is-
talk.
what is-
I said I'm a bad
What are them
bitch.
pedicures?
You got to talk to me a certain type of way now, cause I can't
Okay.
wait to get my homies and we all go and
And
have
get pedicure.
come on, fellas. It's self-care day. We finna go let Ming Lee rub on us. Look, I
just
know.
a game.
I know that I'm talking crazy, but listen, I'm for real. Like it looks like it definitely is something you wanna be. It's someone you wanna be at. Like,
Yeah.
and then my God, that girl Lori. Listen,
Man.
let me tell you, she got oil on them coils. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna tell you right now. As soon as
I
Lori
likely-
starts singing, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
I feel that too, but it is official, and I am extra, and
I love
it
it.
is okay to be official and extra,
Say it
and I
again.
love every
That's right.
freaking part of who I am. Because
Oh,
if I,
peacock,
if
you gotta
I
let me
do,
fly.
okay.
Please don't change. Please.
If I do anything, I'm going to do it right.
Let me
That's
say this.
real.
What I love the most about you, your extraness, is that you ain't just extra for you. You extra for the people that you
You are
love
absolutely
too.
right.
I am a living witness.
I am.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and I am appreciative of your extraness. We need more extraness in
Yes.
the world.
Yes.
But let's get into the show.
So 12/20, December
Yeah.
the 20th at 8:30, I am having my very first show that
starting on time, y'all.
We are starting on time because there is a live recording as well.
Mm.
So you got to get there, and you got to get in, and you got to get seated. Get your cocktail
put
and,
it
and
on.
all
I
of those
can't wait.
things.
Hey, and use the restroom before you go to your
Use
seat.
the
Please.
And don't be
restroom.
getting up in the middle of the thing,
Man.
trying to church finger your way to the restroom.
Oh no, bro. Hey. Get your
Sit down.
Get your
okay?
bladder
Sit
together
down.
right now.
Sit down. So it's called Curate, an Intimate Night with Mariama. And the most amazing thing about the name of this show is in developing myself as this artist that I'm loving again.
I hope
And
you
I
talk about
am.
what I think you
And I
I'm
am
so excited
going
about
into another place. I've created a lifestyle brand called Curate. So
That's what I've been waiting on right
in this grief and everything that I've been through over the past couple of years, because I not only grieved my best friend, I grieved a 5-year-long relationship at the same exact time. My aunt passed 3 days after my best friend passed. My uncle passed a few months after that. These are my dad's siblings. And then my dad had a stroke that November. And then my other uncle passed the top of the year. So my dad lost 3 siblings. Okay. Life has been lifing. And I have suffered a great deal of loss by significant people in my life. You know, I've lost friends and family members, and it's just been this consistent thing. And it is a reminder that if you are not living, you are dying, right? And to grieve says that you are alive and you feel, because when you don't feel, you're not alive. And so in this space, I would like make little notes to myself that I need to tell myself to get through the day, or things that I would want the loved ones in my life to say to me that they didn't say. Because even through all of this, when you get knocked down, because grief knocked me down, it knocked me down over a year. I could not sleep, I could not eat, I could not get out of bed, I could not work, I could not be productive. It really took a toll on me, because, you know, not only did she pass, but I had to watch her.
Yeah.
Pass, you know, cancer is a bitch.
Yes, it is.
Ashes,
so
musty, knock knee, slew foot.
When I say weak ass, you say bitch.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah.
can't stand it.
So I would just write these little notes in to myself in my phone, and I would write it down, you know, on my notepad or something. And I realized that if I need this, then other people need it too. So I created Curate, and Curate is a lifestyle brand for self-dignification and awareness and love. And I created these things called soul notes, SOUL notes, and glow cards. And my soul notes are affirmation cards for I. Like, it is what we say to ourselves. You know, I am this, I am that, I will, right? The glow cards are the you cards. So the glow cards are what you give to people in your life that you know, or they're random people that you don't know, to say, I see you. Pop your shit, okay? And these, because I am an artist and a poet, the difference in my cards is that they rhyme. And we know that when you rhyme, you remember.
Yeah.
So if you are not in front of your card and you are having a tough time, if you are rhyming it and you're looking at it, it is likely that you're going to remember the affirmation that you need at that time. Right. When anything rhymes, you know, you remember, you latch on to it quicker. So that is what Curate is. And I will have a soft lunch for Curate at the event. And that is the VIP hour between 7 and 8. And it comes with you get 10% off of the glow cards and the soul notes. And the soul notes, the collection that I have created, is the Just Be collection. And one of the decks is Just Create, and the other deck is Just Love. So it's for creators, and it's for everybody who loves someone, loves themselves, or whatever it is that you need. And so you get 10% off of the cards. You get the signature cocktail called the Curate 75 that I created myself, because I think I'm,
75.
Some Like It. It's a remix.
It's a remix.
It's a remix.
Sure.
So I'm something like a bartender, you know. I love to do those things.
You had me hammered out there one day.
Yes.
Hammered.
So, you get that. You get premier parking. There'll be hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, and just small bites at that time as well. And we'll have the DJ there, and you will be able to have a good time and experience the Curate Lounge before everybody else experiences the Curate Lounge. And the VIP tickets are from 7 to 8 o'clock. And
you hear that? Please don't come in there.
You already say where?
We was getting there.
Getting there.
Like, please don't come up in there at no damn 8:15 too much you had a VIP ticket. Well, you did, but the lounge is closed.
The lounge will reopen after the show. So the show is at the Artistry downtown on President Street.
Shout out to Sharon.
She's amazing.
Red, shout out to Red.
Amazing.
Wow. That's my dog.
And so we
what I call her. Hey, Red. That's my dog, man.
We are creating this event space to be my sanctuary for the night. And the show general admission is at 8 o'clock. I like to start the show at 8:30. But I will not start the show if everybody is not seated. But you don't want to look from outside, from the window. So you probably want to get there on time.
Absolutely.
And seats are limited, especially VIP. VIP will sell out. It will sell out. It is selling now. And tickets are available on eventbrite.com.
Jackson, please get your ticket. I know we love to walk up and pay at the door. We got to stop that trend in 2025.
Yes.
And then be mad to me. I wanted to come, but the tickets sold out. Well, she's only been promoting the show for the past 72 months. Right. She just went on and got you one. Like, anyway.
So get your tickets on eventbrite.com. I also have a special guest performer who is Lori Walker Hall. She is a good sis of mine. We met through my amazing friend, rest in peace, Helena. She and Helena are sisters, and we created a bond through that. And so when we were thinking about who to open for the show, that it was nobody. It was Lori. It was Lori for me.
She's got her. Actually, she's dropped some new.
She has an amazing single called Growth Spurts. Yeah. It is freaking amazing. I listen to it. It is part of my routine. I love her for who she is. I love our bond. I love that I am turning grief into something else. And you know, it is so scary to think that you lose so many amazing people, but it is very calming to know that it's not a loss.
Yeah.
Right? So that has a lot to do with therapy and grief and all of those things, but I'm so excited for her to perform and to connect with her in this way. And it's wild as hell. Like, I have somebody opening for me.
Yeah.
Like, I have a real show. Like, this is a real thing. Like, what is this about? This is crazy.
I think it's super dope the way that your story and Laura's story correlate.
Yeah, for sure.
And the way that you guys have these similarities in your experiences, and you all had to kind of go and grow through some things and become. And so the fact that you are, again, you got somebody up. Well, that's not shocking, but it may be shocking to you. But like the fact that you have somebody opening for you, but the right person. It's like the right people in the right places.
Yeah.
It seems it's like purpose fulfilled.
Yeah,
it's supposed
it is.
To be. Yeah,
it feels right.
Everything. There's no confusion in this.
No.
Everything feels like it's like the perfect pieces, and it's just like, I hope that folks, because listen, she gonna open it up, and I know she gonna set the table, but listen, I know that some of you all have not heard this version of Mariama. It's like this final boss version. this completion of self version. I don't even know if you can tell people what to expect.
Well, I think I can. You know, I think that when my art is for me, but it is also for everybody.
Yeah.
right? And I am not a conventional poet, again, because I write about my life. And although I'm very conservative in what I do for a living, the other Gemini, the other twin, when she performs, she's a completely different person.
Oh, big deal. Not the little one.
And I operate in truth and honesty, and it allows other people to feel exactly what I feel. So you can expect to be moved. You can expect to be loved on. You can expect to be talked to. You can expect to be open. It probably will open you up to become more vulnerable. If you've always wanted to write or be a poet, it will inspire you. I think that we always go through things, and sometimes we feel like we are the only ones going through them, and you will realize that you are human and somebody else is also experiencing it and moving through it. I talk a lot about love. I talk a lot about intimacy. I talk a lot about self-love, and so yeah, just prepare to be entertained.
And Karen.
I don't know where that comes from.
Man, we do. So, are there any? I don't know. You ain't gonna tell it, but like, because I know. I know. Are there any other surprises on this show that we should expect? Let me say this as well too. I'm gonna say that I'm appreciative of the way that you are reaching back into the poetry community as well too. Yeah. I saw a lot of the young up and coming poets or whatever like do their own thing, and the fact that you were there in that space to kind of be there for them. Actually, that's a good thing. Talk about that a little bit. Like, we like the aunties and uncles now.
Ooh,
like we are what C. Lee and all these other shout out to C. Lee
wild.
McGinnis.
Shout out.
But like, yeah, we are who they were to us.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
What does that feel
Weird
like?
as hell.
Because I saw it, I'm just like, I'm gonna access what that feels
just
like.
Weird. You know, I remember, like, shout out to C. Lee. I would not be the writer that I am without him.
I don't think anybody would be. The red marks he put all on people's paper, bruh. He's the reason I do comedy to this day.
He is absolutely amazing.
My poem up.
Yes,
I knew I wasn't gonna be no poet
that part.
After that.
Good.
Like, that's it.
Good. But I guess I did not see. Again, I'm stepping back into this artistry and wanting to pour in and give back. I didn't see myself as an auntie. But as I started performing again last year, and I was not even 100% when I started back performing. I was rusty as nails. Most people would, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Agree,
I get
but
it.
whatever.
Yeah,
but for me, I was not who I am as a performer. It took time to gain that. But even not being 100%, and those babies are like, this is amazing. Like, you are amazing. Shout out to Amanda Ferge as well, who also pours into the next generation of amazing poets and performers. But they see me and they're like, how, what, when, where did you come from? Did you fall out of the sky? Like, how? The only person we know is Ferge, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And it's like, where did you come from? And it's like, I've always been here.
It's so funny because, like, you know, we meet these kids, man, these cheering, and we be looking at them like, baby, we used to be outside just like y'all without cell phones. We used to be outside. I'm talking about during, like, the poetry shows was lit. Like, it was lit. It was where you needed to be. And everybody was in there. It wasn't just poets or aspiring artists in there, man. You had the dope boys in there. Everybody was in there, man. So it was, it was the place to be. It's crazy to,
So yes, we are the aunties and the uncles. But I'll take that badge and I will wear it amazingly. You know, I look amazing and I feel amazing. And so auntie is going to continue to auntie.
Absolutely.
And pour back into the up and comings because it was poured into me.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm okay with it. It's weird, but you know, I'm okay with it. And it's always, how old are you? And I'm like 42. I have a 16-year-old daughter. She's almost your age. And they're like, you're what? Yeah.
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 And it's like, you know, we ain't old.
No, I don't think so.
Either. We ain't young.
No,
either.
we're not teeny bopping.
But it's crazy because we used to. I find it so funny because we used to look at our parents like that. And,
Yep.
But our parents were this age when. And it's just, we was calling them old and now we them.
Yeah.
And, you know, you have these youth or these young artists that are looking up to us and we like, yeah. And it's in good hands, let me say that as well.
Yeah,
so
I
shout out to
agree.
Sade and Destiny and Aisha and Mooch and Zion and so many other amazing folks, man. Young people that's kind of carrying this artistic torch.
Yes.
And so like I definitely wanted to tap in on that. It was something else I wanted to ask, but man, you know, the brown weed to kick these.
See, that's the story. That's the tale from many years ago.
Let me tell you, bruh. I have a greater appreciation for marijuana as I'm older than I did when I was younger. Because let me tell you, the way this sciatic is set up, it just be but for real, back to one more time, just let people know.
So again, December the 20th, show starts at 8:30. We have VIP, the VIP Curate Lounge from 7 o'clock until 8 o'clock. And then we have the show starting at 8:30 p.m. at the Artistry downtown on President Street. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com. You can search my name. You can search Curate. You can search Jackson, Mississippi. Get your tickets today. Get your tickets ASAP. I just don't want there to be confusion and congestion at the door. So I encourage you to get your tickets because seating is limited and I don't want you to miss out because it's going to be a good time.
Right, and absolutely. And as a man, I'm going to stand up anyway. I'm going to stand on the wall so somebody can have my seat. The real question I got is Zuri coming to the show?
Man,
I want to see it, baby, man.
What?
What you mean, bruh?
that little baby will be there. She is always my little baby.
Big baby.
She has seen me
about
perform.
32.
Dang, bruh.
Stop
Zubu
it.
6'8", my boy. She looking down on me. I don't like it.
That's what I'm saying.
And she let me know
Can't
every
remember where
time.
I saw
She
her
like,
the
"You
other day."
short." Hey, first of all, I didn't ask you a damn thing, Zuri. Hey, tell me, you
Whatever.
short? That ain't how you talking to grown man.
Listen,
I'm emasculated.
She will be there. She loves me as an artist, and you know, for a while because of the material that I perform sometimes. You know, it's it is you know, a little scary to perform it in front of, you know, my daughter or my parents, especially my dad. But as an artist, my family is forgiving, and my daughter is absolutely amazing, and she knows, you know.
She don't care.
She knows.
She don't be caring, bro.
I have I know we're wrapping soon, but I have a question.
Okay.
What is your relationship like with your past work?
With my past work as in...
Man, you asked me Voyage LA question.
Come on.
You know the ones they
No,
email you. and ask
you. First of all, you're a jerk for that. Don't associate me with nothing. Don't voyage nothing.
Them the type of questions they email you and ask you.
Boy, I can't stand them people.
Question
I
you.
no, but seriously, like I know, especially with you, you've been writing for a long time.
Yes. Oh.
There are some people
Yes.
who are like,
Yes.
I, look at my stuff from 5 years ago and it's like, oh my God, I can't even, and then there are other people who are like, Nah, I was spitting back then too. You know, it's like so.
Yeah.
And then there are some people who think that it's a problem that they still, if you're a musician, you know, you're worried about people thinking you're arrogant because you listen to your own music.
Yeah.
And then there's other folks like, nigga, I made it because I like it.
Right,
I'm playing it all the time. So what's your relationship with your previous work in that sense? Like,
I have to say
opening
that
old notebooks and stuff.
I am so in love with every piece of work I have ever created.
Mm-hmm.
There is not a time where I look at something and I'm like, ooh, I'll never do that again. Ooh, I'll never, I do not look at any of my work in that way. My favorite piece is my signature piece, which is the first piece I ever performed. And I can perform it every day of the week. People want to hear that piece all the time. And as an artist, it's like, I've done this so many times. I don't like, should I do it again? Like, are people tired of it? But you have to remember that new people listen to you all the time. So why would I not hone in on those things that made me who I am? And that signature piece has carried me over the years.
Play the hits, man. I'm a big advocate of like when you doing live shows.
Yep.
Like you can give them some album cuts, but hey, man,
play the hits. Don't overthink this thing.
Yeah, for sure. So I have such a healthy relationship with my art because I know where I was at the time that I wrote it, and it makes me feel good. And if I've been in a place where that situation is no longer, I don't get sad. I don't get angry.
Yeah.
I don't get mad. I feel no way about it because that is the space that I was in. We're going to experience pain. We are not going to experience pain or heartbreak, or grief or any of those things. So you have to learn to appreciate your art. I am all that I am because of my art. Yeah. So I appreciate and love everything that I've ever created. I've never looked back and said, I hate this nigga. Like I don't feel that way at all.
That's good. You know what that is? A button. It's a good place to put a button on this. That was absolutely amazing. And I'm not just saying that because I know you're gonna love you, but it was. First of all, thank you.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mariama. This was very refreshing, and it definitely was insightful and freeing, and it felt good, and on a bunch of other things. And I'm super excited for people to listen to this particular episode. I'm super excited for this show to sell out. We're gonna go ahead and speak that into existence.
Yeah.
And super excited for you to just really get back to becoming.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful thing. And obviously you got us.
I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all my everything.
I'm just glad you ain't operate up.
I said,
but here's my thing. She always does the tenor section. She always gotta do the tenor section of the choir.
Here she go again.
She always does the tenor section. She's there with the deacon.
And she's sober. That's the thing. She's just doing this. This is really who she is.
Whatever.
Nah, man. Insert some virtual claps, man, for the amazing Mariama. Y'all make sure y'all get over to Eventbrite, man, and get those tickets. 12:20 it is going down. Show is going to start at 8:30 sharp.
Yes.
8:30 sharp.
Yes.
The show is going to start. Tickets are available on Eventbrite right now, general admission and VIP. It's very few VIP available, so make sure you go and get that. Shout out to the great and amazing Miss Laura Walker Hall, who's going to be opening that show.
Yes.
And of course, the main attraction, Miss Mariama. Look, before we get out of here, is there anything else that you have coming up that you might want to tell us about, other than just come to the show?
Nothing that I want to tell you about right now. Just know that 2025 you will see a lot of Mariama the artist.
Absolutely. Cool. I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
Let me correct myself real quick before we get out of here. Shout out again to Cocky McFly, man, who is off doing business. I said FBLI at first. That's MBLI, so Mississippi Black Leader Institute. He's a part of that cohort this year, so we definitely want to shout him and them out for him doing great work with them and all that other good stuff. Steven, what you got coming up?
Man, first and foremost, my apologies for listening. And I have two very important things that I want to say.
Boy, listen.
One is
niggas gonna need.
seek professional mental health counseling. Professional. That's number one. Two is I am not it. I am not it. I am the furthest thing. I am a horrible substitute. I am a horrible. Y'all too. Is this camera? I am a horrible substitute for professional mental health providers. I won't be listed on any databases or anything like that.
Oh my God.
I promise you. I am not the person to talk to. There are licensed people who went to school. Talk to them.
It's heavy on you. It's
heavy on your boy.
It's been a long year.
I'm not a social worker.
That part.
Come on, free yourself. It's been on you for a minute.
That part.
Man,
Get it off your friend.
I'm none of those things, okay?
Yeah.
I'm none of those things. But yes. So I apologize to you for my diverted attention because you deserve better than that, and the work that you put in deserves better than that. I just really like my belongings and wanted to make sure that none of them morphed into something with legs during our time together. So once again, I apologize.
Thank you for that.
Seriously, from the bottom, sincerely.
Yeah.
Briarwood Art Center is having a Christmas on Briarwood on the 14th.
Hey.
We're having, and so it's going to be, the whole building will be transformed into a winter wonderland, courtesy of Experience Architects Jackson.
Okay.
Then on the 15th, we're having our very first ever grief art party, and I'm really, really excited about that. And man, there's a bunch of other stuff, but there's stuff going on. Look at the calendar.
That was what I was going to say. Like, get on the website, look at the calendar.
Please.
It'll be fine. Yeah, I got a bunch. Well, I got a bunch of private stuff this month for December because it's Christmas. So the Christmas parties, the birthday parties, and all that other good stuff. That's the stuff that's happening right now. Big plans in 2025, of course, man. So just make sure that you follow me personally at Merk B. Williams. You can follow the Vibe Controllers, obviously, on all social media platforms, and you can follow Cocky McFly as well too. Make sure you follow my teammates, my homies, the hilarious homies. Make sure you follow Auto Blacktastic and Rita Brent Comedy as well too, man. We got some amazing things we're probably gonna do together next year because we friends in real life. We just happen to be funny too. So,
Is that the tagline?
No,
It's a nice one.
but it is a nice
That's
one.
a
though.
nice little tag, yeah.
But we are friends in real life. We
Tagline.
just happen to be funny as a motherfucker too. That's just all.
Yeah, I like the tag.
But yeah, I'm super excited for both of my friends and the stuff that they have planned as well too. So yeah, just follow all of us. Make sure you're following Briarwood Art Center as well too. This is where we are recording from. Shout out to the amazing Stephen Brown for creating this space for community. Just creating for community. They do take donations. We do donations. So they do take donations. Right. Donations. That's the first thing I thought. Donations, fool. But make sure that you donate, man. Make sure that you follow and keep up with everything. That calendar is full and it's always full. And that's a blessing, man. So make sure you follow them. I think that is all, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So before we get out of here, as customary, on the Vibe Controllers podcast. We like to leave you all with a little nugget to take with you throughout the rest of your day, the week, or whenever you decide to listen to this particular episode. And since we have our amazing guest Mariama here, we're going to ask that you leave us with a nugget. And it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yes. The nugget that I will leave is the one thing that we think we have, we actually don't, and that is time. So live a joy-fulfilled life. Don't take people for granted, and most importantly, don't take yourself for granted. The world needs you.
Please, y'all, make some more noise for Evangelist Mariama Gibbs, please. We will put her ministry in the caption when this episode posts. Nah, that was good. That's amazing. Again, thank you so much, Mari, for coming through. Thank you so much. Shout out to Zuri. Hey, big Zubu. We got to give her some props, too. So shout out to Zuri, man. So, yeah, that's all we got. Steven, you got to be... You got to be Kerry. Come on. You got to be. I'm sorry. You got to be Cocky McFly. You got to. Y'all did it to me. Y'all did it to me.
So we can't end the episode until you say out here, but you gotta say.
You got to do his tagline first. Hold on. No, you got to do that first.
Oh wait.
Yeah. There you go.
Wait, no, you. Oh.
Maybe you go first.
You
All right.
first.
So yeah. All right. 2 fingers. Oh wait. No, that's him. All right. So y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay free. Y'all share that shit.
2 fingers of mean piece to the side because I'm chilling, and it's customary. You got to say it.
You got to say
it.
What is it? Oh, so that's customary.
And before you ask what it is, you have to say out here, but you have to say it like this. Out here. Out here.
Hey!
Yeah. I think Steven gonna edit that out. We do that.
Let's go home, bro.